Hi, good day. This is a Netnographic analysis on Lululemon's social media communities. For the documentation of research planning, we answer the question, what is the value and importance of this research? Lululemon's revenue is growing globally year on year and outperforms overall industry as it spearheads a global trend called athleisure, the trend wherein people wear activewear as streetwear. In other words, gym clothes are worn outside of the gym as Lululemon introduces clothing apparel that blends functionality with fashion. It is critical for industries in the growth stage in the product lifecycle, like Lululemon, to defend their turf by investing in product innovation and promotion to turn fads and fashions to style, to sustain the sales growth in the long term and prevent diminishing returns in revenue growth. Thus, a netnographic study is valuable as it offers insights from marketers on repositioning, developing, or innovating by identifying new trends derived from social media. Netnography has a critical advantage over ethnography as it elicits detailed and naturally occurring contexts, which are unobtrusive and unelicited. So, it has a real existence for participants and can predict effects on their behavior. For the entree, so how will netnography give answers to Lululemon's sustainable growth? It will be able to do so insofar as it answers this research question. What are prevailing trends that underpin Lululemon's growth and what may pose as barriers for unperturbed success? What are the study sources of data? It will be Lululemon's owned and earned digital assets, since digital ecosystems create amplification effects wherein user-generated messages spread virally. It is important to have an integrated view of feedback from earned media as this platform can provide feedback confirmation to assess the strategic consistency of the brand. Through a screening process, only comments from owned media with more than 1 million followers were considered, only those with amplification effect potential, such as Facebook and Instagram. Earned media through user-generated posts or comments from Twitter, YouTube, bodybuilding.com, and vinted.com were also considered due to the popularity of the platforms. So who are the consumer groups? For owned media, they are basically those who like or follow Lululemon's owned media assets. For earned media, they are those who generate relevant content using the hashtag or word Lululemon in their own text, video posts, or forum questions, threads, or comments. For the data collection, inclusion criteria, for purposes of brevity in data interpretation, only data from sources with significant volume of unique comments were collected. For each data source, sample size of unique individuals who talk about Lululemon should be at least 30 to strengthen results validity. Hence, only data collected from Facebook, Instagram, and vinted.com were used. Sampling is purposeful. This means that sample is selected on purpose. It doesn't need to be representative, as ethnography is not a quantitative research method. Two approaches of data collection relevant to ethnography will be used. The exhaustive screenshots of interactions or data which were directly copied from computer-mediated interactions with the digital community, and written interpretive accounts of an ethnographer experience or data inscribed by researchers on their observations of the community interactions. Exclusion criteria was also considered when data saturation is reached. This is when no new ideas or themes emerge. Lululemon's replies and people who didn't consent to share data were also excluded. For the analysis and interpretation, the study used grounded theory, which ethnographies usually use as the deductive means to collect data as starting point instead of hypotheses. In addition to data collection, the ethnographer underwent back and forth analysis and interpretation of data to pinpoint important themes through thematic analysis in which recurring themes are lumped into categories and built into theories. To establish themes, the following were explored: conditions which led to the theme, contexts in which themes are anchored, consequences of these themes, interrelations between themes, and comparisons with existing theories. To assess the recurrence of themes in data interpretation, the coding process was used. From the codes, meaning is interpreted, carefully questioned, and compared across all data collected. To ensure trustworthy data interpretation, the researcher needed to contextualize conversations, which means that all posts have to be situated in their context. Moreover, the limitations of online platforms led to further in-depth probing through in-depth interviews of two Lululemon users to understand their contexts better. For purposes of construct validity, findings also needed to undergo categorical simplifications to unearth common denominators across themes. The study faithfully followed Cosenet's 4 recommendations in considering research ethics in ethnographies. The study fully disclosed the researcher's identity, affiliation, and intention. The study assured exclusive use of data for confidentiality purposes. The study incorporated suggestions and feedback from online communities. And the study asked permission from participants to use their posts as direct quotes. So no reply was considered tantamount to automatic consent. Member checks were also carried out through partial checks of the social media profiles of participants whose comments will be incorporated in the findings to assess whether or not their account is actively sharing data and unambiguous. These partial checks are essential to justifiably interpret and enhance the validity of the research findings. So, an introduction to the brand community. Since Lululemon specializes in women's fitness apparel and offers a limited range of men's sportswear, a bigger proportion of online community comments were derived from Lululemon's own media accounts and Vinted.com forum, primarily catering to women, although the accounts for men were still taken into consideration. The first finding is that signaling a belonging to an exclusive in-group through explicit branding and expensive price underpin Lululemon users' motive in dressing to impress. Lululemon customers exhibit identity signaling as they buy the product not just for functional reasons but also for what the product says about their identity to others. The motivation to wear Lululemon is the bragging rights of carrying overt Lululemon branding with the intent of dressing to impress. In fact, for signals such as brands to be effective, there is a need to make it easily observable for people passing in the street, but also subtle enough to prevent out-group adoption. Lululemon's brand positioning is located in the exclusive space as it is expensive. It wards off low-end market and caters to sizes that fit the in-group of lean-bodied athletes, alienating the large-bodied users. So the brand currently has a user imagery positioning as it is a symbol to belong to the Lululemon community to differentiate themselves from outgroups who are averse to the brand. Second finding, instead of functional feature prompts, aesthetic visual cues like stylish design and color variety enhance perceived value on Lululemon's quality. While many of Lululemon's posts emphasize information about its reflective sweat-wicking features, that is, comment more about its reflective sparkle designs and color variety instead. This is consistent to the athleisure trend on wearing gym clothes for streetwear through the blend of function and fashion. Swinker and Hines elaborated how clothing consumers wouldn't perceive value unless its style appears good in them. Hence, in the fashion category, aesthetic cues are better drivers for perceived quality, in line with the peripheral cues posited by the elaboration likelihood model. Color variety was seen as a significant factor for repeat purchase of even the same product from Lululemon, which shows brand loyalty. Bright colors are preferred by women. Darker shades attract men. And there is a unanimous aversion to plain colors like white and black. Lululemon users derive confidence, freedom, and body comfort as end-state values from good body fit and comfortable feel as product attributes. Relationships between product attributes, consequences, and values can be pinpointed in a sequential means-end chain. Lululemon's brand equity, or the value of the brand, can be inferred from the end-state meaning users derive from the functional attributes gleaned from the netnography. For instance, the product attribute on good body fit has a consequence of not falling off easily, which gives the end-state value and equity of freedom from worry. This same attribute also gives another consequential benefit of showing a toned body, which gives the end-state value of a sense of confidence. Finally, the comfortable feel on the skin gives the consequential benefit of no chafing, which makes a person feel the value of being comfortable with one's body, as evidenced in the verbatim from the in-depth interview with the Lululemon user, that it fits me well and makes me feel more confident. Its soft fabric makes me feel comfortable about my physique. Lastly, Lululemon emerged as an interpersonal gift idea that can be capitalized during special occasions. Consistent with theory, Netnography and Lululemon has found the product's relevance in the contextual nature of interpersonal gift-giving, which involves life transitions and rites of passage as domains. Contextual occasions like birthdays, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, or Christmas can be capitalized. A key observation in tagging friends who can give Lululemon as a gift in the comments of Lululemon's Facebook netizens proves the communicative and symbolic nature of the brand as a gift between giver and receiver. Lululemon as a gift acquires meaning to the netizens as a love language even, and therefore typifies a brand relationship of courtship or intimacy. Now for the implications. There are two approaches to achieve brand trust in the brand relationship. There's customer satisfaction and perceived value, both of which can be addressed respectively by the central root and peripheral root of the elaboration likelihood model. To achieve perceived value, Lululemon should rely less on informational cues about functional features and be avert when it comes to visually appealing aesthetic cues such as stylish design features and color variety for low-involvement customers who respond to peripheral cues. For highly involved customers, customer satisfaction can be achieved through the central root by dialing up informational or functional prompts such as comfort and fit and linking them to end-state values of confidence, freedom, and body comfort as desired brand equities. In addition to the central root advertising approach to strengthen customer satisfaction, it is important to identify trends and value adds in product innovation that can enhance product attributes and consequentially the end-state equities of confidence, freedom from worry, and body comfort. For instance, some of the comments highlighted the need for padded apparel for the comfort and freedom from worry during long-haul cycling rides. And Lululemon should be able to be conscious of product innovation trends. It has to continuously monitor and uncover hidden trends by integrating data from several quantitative and qualitative sources beyond ethnography to pursue evidence-based innovation ideas. There is also a need to manage crises of negative publicity from outgroups such as low-end markets and large-bodied customers who feel alienated by the brand through brand positioning or signaling strategies that effectively ward off outgroups, as well as signal explicit messages on Lululemon's in-group boundaries. For instance, Lululemon can visualize its brand positioning via brand personality as a brand for high-flying athletic performance to signal professional athlete group referencing. In this way, competence as a brand personality dimension can be dialed up by veering away from a mainstream brand positioning to a more exclusive brand for competent athletes or those who aspire to be competent in yoga, running, or workout. There is a need to make the primary brand visible enough to make it a signal to communicate in-group identity. Hence, due to the netizen aversion towards the brand collaboration with SoulCycle, which conspicuously displayed SoulCycle as a huge word on the product, it is not advisable to highlight the co-brand, and instead the product should emphasize Lululemon branding better. It is also important to foster activities that can build a sense of community and identity for Lululemon users who are loyal. For instance, special loyalty membership cards and member events can build the community of loyal users. Lastly, there is potential to harness the opportunity of Lululemon gift cards in order to take advantage of Lululemon as a perceived gift, and to communicate the role of Lululemon as a potential gift idea in the content of Lululemon's own social media assets, especially during rites of passage or life transitions. There's also potential to use e-commerce platforms or app-based technology that can engage Lululemon communities together on social media for them to encourage to buy each other Lululemon items as gifts. In this way, Lululemon's brand personality is made special and symbolic of the brand relationship of intimacy.